Welcome back to History Uncovered, where we delve into the stories and events that have shaped our world. If you're a fan of history and love learning about the people and events that have shaped our world, then be sure to hit that subscribe button below. We release new videos every day, so you'll always have something new to discover. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when our latest episodes are released, and you'll be supporting us in our mission to bring fascinating stories from the past to a wider audience. In this episode, we are going to explore the life and legacy of one of the most notorious figures in world history, Attila the Hun. Attila was born in what is now modern-day Hungary around 406 AD. He was the son of Mundzuk, who was a chieftain of the Hunnic Empire, which was a confederation of various nomadic tribes in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Attila grew up in the harsh, unforgiving environment of the steppes, where he learned the art of warfare and horsemanship from a young age. As Attila grew older, he became a warrior and leader in his own right. He quickly gained a reputation as a fearsome and ruthless warrior, and his name struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. In 434 AD, Attila's uncle, Ruga, died, and Attila and his brother Bleda assumed joint leadership of the Hunnic Empire. Under Attila and Bleda's leadership, the Hunnic Empire grew in strength and power. They expanded their territory through a series of successful military campaigns, and by the 440s, they had become one of the dominant powers in Eastern Europe. Attila and Bleda's leadership style was brutal and uncompromising. They demanded tribute from their conquered peoples, and anyone who dared to resist was dealt with harshly. In 441 AD, Attila led a massive invasion of the Balkans, a region that was part of the Eastern Roman Empire. His army, which consisted of Huns, Ostrogoths, and Gepids, swept through the region, sacking cities and devastating the countryside. The Roman army, under the command of the general Flavius Dionysius, was no match for the Huns, and they were forced to retreat. Attila's conquest of the Balkans was a significant victory for the Hunnic Empire, as it gave them control of an important region that was rich in resources and strategically located between Europe and Asia. However, the conquest also sparked fear and panic throughout the Roman Empire, as it demonstrated the Huns' military might and their ability to strike at the heart of the empire. However, in 445 AD, Bleda died under mysterious circumstances, and Attila assumed sole leadership of the Hunnic Empire. With his brother out of the way, Attila became even more ambitious and aggressive in his expansionist policies. He launched a series of devastating attacks on the Eastern Roman Empire, which was then ruled by the Emperor Theodosius II. In 451 AD, Attila and his army of Huns, Alans, and other nomadic tribes invaded Gaul, modern-day France. Attila's goal was to conquer the rich lands of Gaul and add them to his empire. The Roman general Aetius, who was then in charge of defending the Western Roman Empire, formed a coalition with the Visigoths, Burgundians, and other Germanic tribes to confront Attila's massive army. The two armies clashed in the famous Battle of the Catalaunian Plains, which was one of the bloodiest battles in history. The battle was evenly matched, and both sides suffered heavy casualties, but ultimately, the coalition forces prevailed. The victory was due, in part, to the tactical genius of Aetius and the superior training and discipline of the Roman and Germanic troops. However, Attila's defeat was also due to the fact that his army was plagued by internal divisions and lacked the same level of discipline and coordination as their opponents. Despite the defeat, Attila's reputation as a fierce warrior remained intact, and he continued to pose a threat to the Roman Empire in the years that followed. The conquest of Gaul was a significant turning point in Attila's career and marked the beginning of the end of his military campaigns in Europe. In 452 AD, Attila set his sights on Italy, the heart of the Western Roman Empire. He led a massive army across the Alps and into northern Italy, sacking cities and laying waste to the countryside. The Roman army, under the command of Aetius, was unable to stop the Huns, and they were forced to negotiate a peace treaty with Attila. According to legend, it was the intervention of Pope Leo I that persuaded Attila to spare the city of Rome itself. However, regardless of the reason, Attila eventually withdrew his army from Italy, marking the end of his campaign there. The conquest of Italy was a significant achievement for Attila and the Hunnic Empire, as it demonstrated their ability to strike at the heart of the Western Roman Empire and their willingness to challenge the Roman hegemony in the Mediterranean. Over the next few years, Attila continued his military campaigns, launching raids and attacks on various parts of the Roman Empire. However, in 453 AD, Attila suddenly died under mysterious circumstances. Some sources say that he died of a nosebleed, while others suggest that he was assassinated by his own men. Regardless of the cause, Attila's death marked the end of an era. Despite his short and violent reign, Attila's legacy endured long after his death. He became a legendary figure in both Western and Eastern Europe, and his name was synonymous with terror and destruction. His exploits were chronicled in various historical texts and legends, and his influence on the course of world history cannot be overstated. Attila the Hun's legacy has endured long after his death, and he has been portrayed in various forms of pop culture over the centuries. In literature, he has been depicted as a fierce and ruthless conqueror, inspiring fear and awe in those around him. One of the most famous depictions of Attila in literature is in the poem Attila by Algernon Charles Swinburne, which portrays him as a symbol of raw power and destruction. In film and television, Attila has been portrayed in a variety of ways, from a bloodthirsty villain to a tragic hero. In the 1954 film Attila, he was portrayed as a ruthless conqueror, while in the 2001 miniseries Attila, he was portrayed as a more sympathetic character struggling to maintain his power in the face of external pressures. Attila has also been depicted in video games, such as the strategy game Age of Empires II: The Conquerors, where he is one of the most powerful and feared leaders in the game. He has also appeared in the popular mobile game Clash of Clans, where players can recruit and train Huns to fight for their clans. In art, Attila has been depicted in various forms, from portraits to sculptures. One of the most famous depictions of Attila is the portrait of Attila the Hun by Austrian painter Franz von Matsch, which portrays him as a fierce and imposing figure, holding a sword in his hand. Overall, Attila the Hun has left an indelible mark on popular culture, inspiring numerous depictions in various forms of media. His reputation as a fierce and ruthless conqueror has endured through the ages, and his legacy continues to fascinate and inspire people to this day. In conclusion, Attila the Hun was a complex and enigmatic figure in world history. He was a fierce warrior and leader who conquered vast territories and left a lasting legacy. However, his brutality and uncompromising leadership style also made him a feared and reviled figure. Thank you for watching this episode of History Uncovered. If you found this video informative and engaging, please like and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from the past. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so that you never miss a new video.